And my honor and a point of personal privilege as a senator in the New York State Senate to present my leader, my friend, the majority leader of the New York State Senate, Majority Leader Andrea Stewart. Let me just say, some people have been through wars together. George and Andrea and I have been through some wars together. You know who your friends and your champions are. Andrea Stewart Cousins, you are very, very fortunate to have her as a
Wow. So how fortunate am I to be here today to have senators that I have the privilege of serving with who are as dedicated and committed as Senator Shelley Mayer every single day. I am so fortunate because I know Senator Natalia Fernandez is out there too. And you know, this is like family. I am not gonna name everybody because there's nobody that names everybody better than you know who. And I said to him, I said, are you gonna name everybody? And he's like, yeah. So get ready, because you know that George will not miss you. I'm sorry, George. I know it raises the bar. It does.
No
it
pressure.
Does. So I'm like his. I guess I'd have to be maybe his older sister. We've been hanging out for years. I didn't know George when he was in Rye, but when I was newly elected to the county legislature, I met George, and that was in the 90s. And I had the privilege then of being one of the members of the county legislature, and I know I have a lot of county legislators. You gotta wait for him now. But I had just won a primary and then a general, and I'd never been in public service before. And it's just so important when you show up in these places with all of the energy that you bring with you of how you're gonna change the world, to be in the presence of somebody who can lift you while sort of modulating your expectations. And create a path forward when you can know that it's the time to do it. Somebody who's going to talk to everybody they need to on the way and never give up on changing hearts or minds, but knowing when there's more value in just persisting than berating. Persisting rather than just making someone feel that they just aren't smart enough to get it. And all the while elevating the conversation. People can talk, as my good friend Senator Schumer, and amazing work that's happened on a federal level with George, my buddy Tish, even we could talk about the things that we've been able to do for the county with state help and vice versa. But I'm here to say that where we are today, he's got a particular set of skills that he's bringing with him. Because there's nobody there who necessarily wants to listen to a different point of view. And he doesn't have another way to do it. And a lot of people just set out and they just got elected and they, all of a sudden they're the king of the world. Maybe not with a lot of experience. That's not him. He's been local level, county level, both houses and the state level, executive, legislative. He's done it all. He's a husband, a father, a grandfather. He's done it all. He's not coming there to create the platform for which he is going to ascend and become the president, which, okay, George, if that's what you want to do. We go, George. Come on, George, go! Okay, I don't want to plant any seeds. They'll be coming for him. He's not coming here to do that. He's coming just because in his DNA, in his heart, in his soul, he knows that he can bring value to the position. When the George Floyd period was what had riveted all of us after COVID, during that whole thing, I spent a lot of time with George, and George always found a self-deprecating way to look at himself in the theme of things. He was always trying to step back while moving forward and letting people know that he couldn't know, but having grown up in Mount Vernon, he sort of knew, but he still knew that there was no way to capture that moment from the gender he was in, the skin he was in. And it got to the point that I was listening to him deprecating himself so much, I said, George, we love you, George. We love you for exactly who you are. And now we're fast forward. We're in a space where some people believe that only people like George should speak, or have positions, or have value. And you will see the same George when faced with that reality, because he's not going to buy that. He realizes that every single one of us has value, and each and every one of us deserves opportunity. And if he can utilize who he is in order to benefit others, he will do just that. That's who you're sending. That's who you're sending. So I want you to do me a favor. I want you to stand up, and I want you all to say, in the count of 3, we love you, George. On the count of 3. And I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this. Because he's not going to have any fun there. He's going to hope he gets to have dinner with Robin. And if you do that, George, you should really do it in D.C. Just don't, bring her there, because, maybe you can fly under the radar. But I want him to see the loving community, the beloved community, tell him that we love him and that we have his back. And we know it's going to be hard, but we will never stop believing, supporting, and loving him. On the count of 3, we love you, George. 1, 2, 3. We love you, George!
Wow. Okay, I think we need a musical interlude. Okay, we are